Hey there, YouTubers. I'm working now on the threading of the heddles with my warp threads on this set of hot pads that I want to make. I've got some carpet warp. See it right here. It's through the reed. Again, this is my Ashford table loom, and I always thread this one front to back as opposed to the Luette over there in the far corner. You can't see it now, but it's there, that I always thread back to front. But this one is front to back, so I'm sitting in back of the loom right now, and I'm going to pull the threads toward me. They're, instead of a rattle, you know, because I'm doing front to back, I just have them pre-threaded through the reed. That in effect gives me the same benefit as a rattle would if I were going back to front. So anyways, I've got my threading pattern here. I doubt you're able to read it from this distance, but anyways, so I printed it out of Fiberworks PCW. Goes like this, that way, that way, that way, that way, backwards the way we normally read in English. But it calls for 97 threads, and I'm going to use a floating selvage on each side. And I've got 100 threads because I always do it in even numbers, because when I'm using the warping board, I go up and come back. So that gives me even numbers of threads. So I'll have one extra thread that I won't use. Big deal, right? So I'm just going to start pulling things through, starting at this and then working my way backwards. That's all there is. I'll move the camera down in just a sec and show you the beginning of my threading. Okay, let's grab the first set of threads here. And the first one is the floating selvage, so I'll just set this aside. Don't worry about it. Then the next two are going to be numbers 3 and 4. And remember, I'm working from the back, so this is not number 1 here, this is number 8. Number 1 is way back up here. So I want 3 and 4. I'm going to do this in groups of 2s because that's enough numbers for me to memorize without getting things screwed up. So we'll grab the first thread, through there. I think I need to aim you down just a little bit more, and maybe zoom you in just a little bit more. There we go. I'm hoping I guessed right at 12 ends per inch on this. Seems like it ought to be right. So there's 3 and 4. Another 3, 4, another 3, 4. Okay, I've got 2 more 3, 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4. You've probably all seen me do this before in other videos, so I'm not going to spend too much more time on this. We want to get on to other stuff, but it's nice to know that it's working again. There's a 3, 4. Okay, there's 6 threads through the heddles and my floating selvage, and I'm going to turn the camera off because there's no reason for you to be bored with this like I am. Okay, well, YouTubers, you can see I'm sitting at the loom and I'm working on this very large overshot. These, again, this is going to be the pot holders, hot pads, whatever you want to call them. So the way I've got this done is that the tabby shot numbers 1 and 3 always go from right to left. So we'll do that. Set that guy down, beat that in. Then according to my pattern here, the next pattern shot is going to be a 2-3. I guess it is a 2-3. I lose my place occasionally. And that's 2-3. Now we're going to do, and then we're going to go back with an even tabby. Drop the shuttle on the floor. I don't know about myself some days. Pick up the shuttle. Way too much. And the next one is a 1-2. Okay, and now we're going to do a tabby going right to left. And another 1-2. And a tabby left to right. And another 1-2. And you can't see it, but every time I do one full that way and that way completely with both shuttles, then I reach over and check it off on my little cheat sheet over here reminding me what I'm supposed to do. Grab my pencil and paper and take care of that. So, tabby going left and a 1-2. Tabby going right. And a 1-4. Yep. Mark it off. Tabby going left. One, 4. Tabby going right. Three, 4. So you get the idea, and then we'll go back that way. But there you can see it's working. I'm going to leave the camera on for a while, but I'm going to shut up and just weave. Advance this a little bit. That is the end of the pattern for just doing this one little chunk. It will be a single hot pad. So now I'm just going to do a bunch of tabby, which will be a hem. So when I take these off the loom, I can snip them apart and we'll borrow Judy's sewing machine and make this into individual hot pads instead of this big long strip of them that I've got on the loom right now. But let's do this first. I'm going to cut off a chunk of the pattern, set that aside. That's going to eventually get crocheted into a little loop right about here on this hot pad so you can hang it up next to the stove. And I gotta talk Judy into doing the crochet because I don't know how to crochet and I don't particularly want to learn. So we just do a couple more rows of this. Okay, let's show you what one hot pad will look like. Then you can see this is where I'm going to have the hem on one end. Here's where the hem is going to be on the other, and there's going to be the hot pad. Kind of looks like a little circle with a dot in the middle and 4 little diamonds at the corners. So that's the goal. Now I just got to keep weaving. Okay, YouTubers, this project with the hot pads is basically done. I've only got about 5 or 6 inches behind the heddles, so there's not enough to decently weave with anymore. So it's time to take this off of the loom, see how these look. Obviously they're not finished because I got to cut them apart, but I don't know if I showed you this before, but I have been leaving a big tail of the pattern weft threads, the thicker stuff, so that, well, I don't crochet or knit. So what I've worked out is a deal with my wife. She knows how to crochet. She's going to put little loops on these things so we've got a place to hang the pot holders from a little hook in the kitchen. So let's get these things off of here. That's one half. So I'm going to move the camera just a little bit so you can see this a little better. Okay, there we are. So I'd been using this, I think it's called Peaches and Cream. It's the real cheap cotton stuff you get at Walmart as my pattern weft, and usually for these I go with 2 threads of it at the same time, but just as an experiment at the very end, I just want to see how thick it was. I did it with only 1. So there's the end piece. So let's take the tension off. So we've got the purple and white. We've got a couple red ones coming up. And you can see I did one with one tie up and one with the other. If I had tie up on a table loom, this would be, I think, this what they call the star fashion, and this would be the rose fashion. So there you can see that. Let's do a little bit more rolling. There's the star fashion in the purple. Rose fashion in purple. And of course this is going to be hemmed up, cut and hemmed. Rose fashion in white. Star in white. Another rose in white. Another rose in white. Actually, this is the first one I did, and I realized it was way too long, but that's what the pattern has, so I took a little bit off each end. So that's it. Now it's a case of cutting off this end. And I got to get these hemmed and crocheted to get the little loops on there. So that's the project so far. More later. Well, YouTubers, the pot holder project is done. Here's one of them. 2, 3, 4. We'll get this one a little closer, you can see it. 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, and this is the monster one, so we'll call it almost 9 and 10. This one's a bit longer. Anyways, that's the end of the pot holder project, woven as an overshot using carpet warp for the warp and the tabby weft, and using the peaches and cream cotton as the pattern weft. So I hope you found it interesting. I sure did. So that's that project. Another one coming fairly soon, I hope. Anyways, if you like my videos, I'd appreciate you subscribing if you're not already a subscriber, and if you are, thanks a million for being here. We'll catch you the next time around on the loom or on YouTube. Bye-bye.